Welcome to the Facerocker Podcast number 74. Man, we've been doing a lot of these.
I can't believe we've made it this far.
This week is a good one. We talk about, no, what am I talking about? Every week is a
Every
good
week's
one.
a good one. Come on. But
This week's
this
especially
one
good
particularly awesome.
because one, we talk about the Fast and Furious franchise. We rank them. One of our favorite franchises of all time, Furious 7's coming out, so we're
Yeah, we nerd out a little bit on Furious 7, which comes out tonight, the day we're recording this.
Speaking of nerding out, we talk a little bit about Matt's new obsession with miniatures. We talk about his ridiculous DVD collection, and we talk about the new office that we moved into. So, good catch-up for everything that's been going on in the world of RocketJump, so we're not going to make you wait any longer.
No, without further ado, let's get to it.
Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Facerocker Podcast. Joining me today, to my left, Matt Arnold.
Hi.
And the Dolly Brothers, Des and Benji. You guys may have missed us last week because... well, probably not. You probably were just blithely going about your day-to-day. We just finished moving all of our stuff. And this is the first podcast
Except for this stuff.
Except for this stuff. Yeah.
This is the only stuff.
It was Alex's stuff.
This is the only stuff still here. We have an empty, silent office surrounding us.
Yeah.
We're
in a corner.
We did the big move, which actually I gotta say, once you have a moving company involved, life gets a lot easier. I don't know, everyone just doesn't.
That's
use
the way to
moving
do it.
companies.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, money. You use it to pay someone else to do it.
Yeah,
Money.
it was helpful.
Things
Yeah.
are a lot easier when you have money. Is the moral of this story?
We were all required to move our personal items, which for me was about a truckload of things because
Matt
I have a
had the
whole lot
most.
of personal items.
Matt has this.
That was
weird-
half the office.
You have this weird tendency to to keep your personal items.
'Cause
In here.
my wife's
In
not
here.
gonna let me keep them there.
Right.
True.
So,
It's like-
so our
it's like-
office has become Matt's dumping ground.
I love it.
Man's
Hey,
man cave is
Hey,
our office.
they're
yeah.
not. It's not dumped here. It's gently.
It's gently
Put-
tucked away into
Yeah.
nooks and crannies that nobody can see.
I mean, a lot of it seems like stuff that you wouldn't even know that you still have it in your
I know I
possession.
got them.
no,
I'll
but
put it this way. Well,
You have,
look,
like,
it's not,
tons
it's
of
not tucked away.
DVDs that are,
Anybody who's looked at any behind the scenes stuff, if you look at our office, 90% of that's mine. So think
it's
about
Matt's
if you
living
remove
room.
it.
It's Matt's living
If
room.
you remove it, the office sucks. It's
No,
just
but we're not-
just a gross, ugly
I'm not
place.
talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm talking about everything that was down in the loading bay, crates of stuff that
So
you
the
wouldn't
vast-
even know it was yours.
The vast majority of that stuff,
We had
though,
that
to be
bag
honest,
with shoes in
the
it.
bag
That bag.
That
We had that
black-
Matt bag, that black trash bag,
that we've
that
been
Matt
carrying
bag from
around
Hunter
from
Street.
office to office for 3 years now.
I don't know about that bag.
Well, here's
But
I can't speak to that bag.
But there's these boxes of DVDs and stuff. It's a lot of that stuff is still stuff that was used because we had no money for season 1.
Yeah.
So all of Brian's and Ted's room was essentially either some of your stuff at your
Yeah,
apartment,
that's true.
or just my entire room.
No, but
So-
but my point is there's a certain percentage of your personal items. Like I'm sure that if but one brick was mislaid on your Lord of the Rings Hobbit Lego set, you would be eagle-eyed. You'd notice that right away. But we're referring to the Tupperware bins of DVDs. DVDs, by the way,
No, I know,
at
that's
this
what I'm saying.
point,
Those-
a completely almost obsolete medium.
HD DVDs.
HD. You're
completely
HD
obsolete.
DVDs.
There was. I saw one. Miami Vice.
Those
HD
were look.
DVD.
Those are in the
Well, hold up,
storage unit.
Hold up.
Those are in our storage
Why are we
unit.
storing
The
that?
storage unit is not.
Hey, I own some of that storage unit. I put it in there.
That's fair.
Well, you got Miami
fair.
Vice on HD DVD.
I backed the wrong horse back in that day.
Oh man, you
Yeah.
and me both,
I
man.
had about 50
You had a couple.
HD
You had a
DVDs.
couple.
I had about
Wait,
50.
you had 50
I had
HD
50
DVDs?
I didn't hey, maybe I'll bet $5 on this horse. It was all in. It was
Yeah.
all right, time to redo my entire DVD collection.
I
with
remember when I
HD
moved.
DVD.
No.
I remember when I moved
way.
into Hunter Street. It was amazing for me because it was like I moved into a
Blockbuster?
video store.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Dez's collection and Sam and Nico upstairs and you down the road and living in Matt's place. But it was so heartbreaking when you'd finally. It was time for a new one. You pulled out, and then I'd realize it was an HD DVD. And I'd just be like,
mismanaged
"What
Blockbuster.
is
Matt
this?"
kind of had the stuff to
Yeah,
make
the-
it work, but
I
it was
had-
such a pain.
Yeah, because you had to. It was like the HD DVD. I wonder why they lost. They only had an HD DVD
Like the,
thing with the Xbox.
peripheral
Yeah, that's what
HD.
Which I
had.
had, which I
device.
had too.
Yeah, I had.
I got Planet Earth on HD DVD.
Oh,
Yep.
that's too bad because that's a
Same.
nice set too.
Well, guess what? It's also on Blu-ray. So
Yeah,
I know,
sure.
but you should have bought it on Blu-ray. I did the exact same thing.
Did you have a film where you decided to buy both versions? When did that happen for you? When did the
when I
switch
switched
happen?
over to Bluray, it was
Yeah.
pretty. It was. I think it was when Warner Brothers was like, we're going Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Because they were like 50% of the home market.
Right.
So like once they did that, it was like, it's over. Blu-ray's gonna win. And then you saw, the writing was on the wall when you went to Best Buy, and there was like half a shelf of HD DVDs.
I remember
they were $5.99. You were like, well, that's it. They lost.
Mm-hmm. I remember you had a copy of Hot Fuzz on both HD DVD and Bluray. I was like, okay, I think Matt's made the choice.
Yeah, He's like, switching. I know what's happened. A lot of those DVDs that were down there were because as you guys know, I had a lot of DVDs. I was buying them since high school.
Think the number of board games you see in some of the videos that we have, times that by about 1,000, and that's how many.
I had about 13,000 DVDs. I had a lot of DVDs.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I think it was about 13,000 DVDs.
So real quick, my insane hyperbole amount to multiply by was actually. Okay, all right.
It was a lot because
there were so many movies in that apartment. Because you had cases upon cases.
I'm beginning to realize 13,000 is a lot. It's probably like 5,000 DVDs.
13,000 is a lot.
Yeah, but I think it's about 5,000 DVDs.
Well, it was an entire wall. It was an entire 6 foot high wall of.
Because I got a good chunk of money from Amoeba.
Yeah.
Because I went to there's a store where you can sell DVDs still, and when I moved in with my now wife, it was there was not going to be that many DVDs in the place.
Yeah.
There was like I had a wall, and it was like as many as you can fit in that wall is yours.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is that people do that and have that sort of thing. They have it with books, and it's still acceptable in this day and age to have a giant shelf of books. Even though they're heavier, even though they're an outdated, antiquated format. Even though you probably never, after you read the book once, really. I mean, what? Like, who? I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
You don't read books. I don't, but
you look smarter.
You know what it is? It's
I've started to donate
That's what it is.
my old
That's what it
books.
is.
Yeah.
It's okay to have a library full of books in your place because people come over and like, this is a well-read individual.
Who's going to talk shit about books?
But if you come over and you have a whole wall of DVDs, like this guy's
look at this nerd.
Look at that waste of money. Yeah, books. What a waste of money. Who says that?
No, exactly.
Whoa, I disagree with all of that. What are you talking about? Nobody comes into my place and looks at the wall, dude, and goes, what a freaking nerd. They're like, you've never, it's like, hey, awesome. What movie should we watch? This guy's super cool. He's got a lot of movies he can watch. I don't think anybody's like, this guy's a nerd. I think a lot of people have big walls
you
of
could
DVDs.
do a very small, like, Rashomon-esque short about, like, Matt's like, yeah, I'm just the cool movie guy. Everyone comes on over. Everyone's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Why don't you just digitize everyting?
See, that's nerdy.
That's
That's way more nerdy.
Yeah.
I got a hard drive of all my DVDs I digitized.
I keep it under this acrylic case. You can look at it.
Yeah.
But my rule was essentially, if I hadn't watched it in 3 years, I got rid of it. And if it was on DVD, I got rid of it. I got rid of essentially every DVD other than my Criterions and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I went to Amoeba.
Which are also online, by the way.
Yeah, but I love
He loves the
Criterions.
smell, the feel of that digital format.
They themselves have really nice graphic design. They have like the essays inside the book. Like I love my Criterions. Those are never wasted.
That's true. The books are good.
But Amoeba takes about 50% of what I try to give them. So the rest I just brought to the office, and they were just sitting in boxes.
And those are the ones that they want because I donated all my DVDs or tried to sell, and then ended up donating 75% of my DVDs.
But then Joey took like 20 DVDs yesterday, like when we were moving. Like he was pumped. Like it was like a free DVD for all downstairs. A bunch of people took a bunch of stuff.
I still have a handful I kept.
Yeah,
like the stuff, the Region 2 discs.
Yeah, the
that
rare
you can
stuff
only get on Amazon and stuff like that. Yeah,
I have a bunch of Hong Kong movies and Asian films that are.
They just started.
I actually had. Wait, did you know this? I had a for one of the Elite boxes for Kickstarter. I had a Criterion of Hard Boiled, which.
It used to be a lot of money. It's a little less now because they came out with other versions.
Yeah, but it was for a while the definitive version. It was like a $200 DVD.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, you know what? This guy's getting it.
That's pretty cool.
And straight up gave it to him.
That's pretty cool.
The one thing I was gonna put in the Elite box but never did was my WSVG World Series of Video Games gold medal. I still have that like at home somewhere.
Oh yeah, you can't give that away.
You should frame it.
Wait, on real quick, little bit of trivia for you guys. Did you know that Twister is notable for being the first Hollywood movie on DVD and the last movie to come out on HD DVD. So Twister opened and closed.
Twister was the first DVD?
First commercial Hollywood DVD. Yeah.
Man, what a classic. As if it wasn't classic enough already.
Have you guys ever been on the Twister ride?
The experience at Universal?
No, I wish.
I've never seen it. Isn't there like a real tornado in it?
It's
Yeah.
like it's pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
what it is so it's
There's
like
a tornado
yeah.
on a table in a room,
That's cool.
and then there's some other stuff
Wait, is
that's
it this Universal
non-tornado
Studios?
related.
no, down in Florida.
No,
Down in
that's why I
Florida.
haven't seen it. I was like,
It's pretty amazing because okay, it's like you go in and it's like okay, it's like you're in like a trailer park setting and then it's like ooh, I'm in this weather.
It's
and
the
then
drive-in theater.
the drive-in theater and
set
then like
from the
stuff
film.
starts to rattle and stuff goes and then they do this whole simulated downpour and explosion and stuff and it's just like cool. That in and of itself is like a 3 to 4 minute, multi-dimensional experience, which remind me to get on multi-dimensional experiences in 1 second. But but the best part about it is in the line for it, they have the TV of like, and it's like they have not updated the ride video in 15 years.
Yeah.
So it's just straight up like Helen Hunt and Bill, is it Bill Paxton?
Yeah, Paxton.
He's like just sitting there and there's just a shot of him like standing there and he's got like one
the
leg.
extreme.
It's like recycled press kit footage.
And it's like,
from
it's like him like,
2000
got his,
whatever.
like one leg cocked up on like a crate, and so it's just tight jeans. You can see his man bulge. Just like, hi, I'm Bill Paxton. Now, and it's just like walking. You're just like, what am I watching? It feels like you just stepped into like '97, and like you're about to. Yeah, it's pretty rad.
That movie made me want to be a meteorologist. Like that was
How
like
long did that last?
Well, so I was really serious. I saw the movie, was like, that is the coolest job ever. I want to be a meteorologist.
Yeah.
I got my parents
I
to buy
want to tie
me.
my belt to
The
a
dot two.
I got my parents to buy me like
Dorothy?
this whole meteorology kit. I set it up on the
thermometer?
pad. It's like wind and humidity. Well, that's the thing. And I was like, I got a booklet. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna track the weather. I'm in Southern California. About 3 days into it, I was like, about 3 days into it, I was like, this is the most boring fucking job on the planet. I was like, well,
It's
it's
sunny.
79 and there's no wind.
Let's see here, 78
And then I would
degrees.
put on Twister again. I'd stare at them going in vans, cruising
Storm
down the
chasing.
highway at 90 miles per hour, heading towards tornadoes. And I was like,
To a rad
these are
new
two
Van
different
Halen
realities.
soundtrack. Yeah.
Our mom loved Twister. She took us to see it multiple times.
No
in
way.
theaters.
Yeah,
'Cause she
drive-ins too. Seeing
Yeah,
Twister in a drive-in.
The drive-in. When
in
the
the
drive-in
Midwest.
scene was sweet.
Come on.
In the Midwest,
It's like-
you saw
it's
it in
like-
the drive-in
yeah.
when it attacked the drive-in. It was really
It's
cool.
like watching a plane crash movie on a plane.
Do you
Sounds like
think
the worst
they
They don't
uh,
do that. No. Oh, did you know that? They don't do that.
I- that
no,
sounds about
sure.
right.
You
They
can't
actually
do that.
I was not aware that that was a rule, but that makes perfect sense.
No. You can't. It's frowned upon, and people get pissy. But
Yeah.
no. But the movies that they show, they don't show movies, or they'll cut if there's scenes that have like
Yeah.
a plane crash or something in it. They either edit it or they just don't have that movie on
Really?
there. Yeah.
As they should.
That makes sense.
As they should.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to see that
No.
while I'm sitting on there.
No.
You know you wouldn't, Mac.
I wouldn't
you
go on a plane
imagine?
even without that movie there. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, to tie this all back around to
Oh,
the move,
All right,
and then
oh,
back
oh.
to multidimensional.
Okay,
We're
all
moved.
right.
We're in the new place, and
At least 8 weeks until it's actually done. We're
At
kind of just
least.
in a big empty building right
they
now.
tell us it's a reasonable expectation of 8 weeks. In contractor speak, that means what? At least 12, maybe 16.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna be wild.
This is Southern California.
It's gonna be
after
worth
all,
it though. Building's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
super cool. I can't wait to show it off somehow, like some this week at RocketJump or something.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
cool
yeah,
place.
yeah.
yeah,
Might
hopefully we're
get-
building a new
there
podcast
might
set
be a
too.
putting green.
There might be a putting green.
Might be a putting.
You know, I didn't see a fireman's pole in that design, so we might have to go back in and make
That's
some
okay.
amendments.
Real quick story.
Yeah.
Funny, the most
Scrooge McDuck diving board.
Yeah. Into what?
Into
into
what?
what?
Gold coins.
Matt's pile of DVDs.
Matt's
What else?
Legos. Oh God, that would be
God.
brutal.
Funny
That
thing
would
about the
hurt.
fire pole. So, for those of you familiar with YouTube and the YouTube space and ever seen something, there's a fire pole. We
Right.
feature it in season 2. Benji, as Gamezine drops down it in the
And hurt
Elite Miss
himself.
episode, and actually hurt himself on
Yeah,
it.
it was awesome.
But here's the best part about that fire pole is that clearly Google engineers, but hey, we're Google, man. Let's be cool. Let's set up a fire pole. Yeah, man. It's like a cool thing in the office. And they come, and then they're like almost immediately, like Google Legal got a hold of that idea at the YouTube space. So when you go there, it's like you can't go down the fire pole until you sign a waiver. There's like a door that says like by crossing this point, you expressly like disavow Google of all personal responsibility. Blah blah blah. It's like there's 14 hoops you got to jump through before you can just
It
slide
sucks
down.
all the fun out of
an
just
8-foot
sliding down
pole.
a fire pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like trying to do the opposite of like adults or responsible things, trying to seem like very young and hip,
Yeah.
and then it turned into
To
the
even more
extreme
adult.
opposite. Yeah.
Even more
Like waivers.
That'd be fair. You hurt
Beware.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you can't sue Google for it.
Yeah. You
Wait, hold on, wait. Did you sign the waiver?
No, they actually. I think
That was
actually
before
over
it
time.
happened, I
I think, but after season 2, you were allowed to ride that thing. By the time season 3 came around, that thing was just completely off limits.
Oh, that's right. You can't even
Yeah.
go
It was
down
like
it now.
it was. They just shut it down.
Yeah, they just pointed at it, like, that's a fire
The
pole.
fire
We got
pole
a
was
fire
just
pole.
like marked off, like no, it's too dangerous. They told me for insurance purposes
That's
we can't
so
use it. And I was
great.
like, oh my god, that's just.
I love that they've spent.
Ouch.
And it wasn't part of that building.
I mean,
That wasn't built in there. It was like they spent like, hey, let's spend $14,000 on this fire
It
pole.
even had a sweet trap door
yeah,
that lifted once you put weight on the fire pole.
yeah.
It only opened once you grabbed the pole and put weight on it. It had a trap door that would then let loose.
Open
Like
up.
it was like cool.
It was cool.
It was cool. And
Yeah.
then it became real uncool.
Lame.
Well, I don't know.
When the
It would be
man
awesome
got
to have
hold
one
of
in our office and not have those rules, but maybe from a legal perspective,
It
we
probably makes sense.
probably
Yeah.
makes sense. But we should get some really rad gaming cabinets and whatnot in there, right?
Yeah, we're getting some cool stuff.
Yeah, we've been talking about it.
Try and get a table.
Yeah. Anyway,
We posed that question to the audience, the listeners. We're open to
Oh, yeah. Well,
recommendations.
send us
what
your
would you
blueprints.
want?
What would you want to
Speaking of
see?
games, did anybody buy the Hydro Thunder?
We did have a bid. I don't know. So that means somebody should
So
have
we
gotten
have
it.
Wait, we put it
a
on
Hydro
eBay?
Thunder
Yeah, we put it on
arcade
eBay.
cabinet up on
No
eBay.
way.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it still going?
It's technically not Hydro Thunder. Now it's
No, it's still it
Wave-
works. It's
Wave
Hydro
Rash.
Oh,
Well, I
okay.
mean,
Wave
it's
Rash.
still decked
it's
out.
Wave Rash.
It's
Yeah.
still decked
which is
out
just
like
Hydro
our,
Thunder.
Well,
is,
yeah.
is this going on right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
my
think
book done.
if I'm not mistaken, I think it's over.
Oh,
the bidding
really?
is over.
I was about to
someone want
introduce
it?
a segment on the podcast,
very
the
quickly.
Hydro Thunder Watch 24/7.
Oh yeah, I mean we could
should have done
put it
that.
up if somebody
It was
didn't
up for like
get it.
$250. Like that was it.
$650 by it now. That was not ours.
It was
Wait,
originally
here it is.
Kate originally had we originally had it up.
No, this is wow. No, there's a lot of people having a Hydro Thunder machine in a lot of
No,
environments.
you have to do Wave Rash.
Nobody's gonna search for
Or
Wave
type
Rash?
in video game high
That's
school.
what we did. We
'cause-
did video.
'cause,
Yeah.
it was put up as like because it's still decked out and all.
How
it's
much
gear
are the
from
Hydro
show.
Thunder selling for? Because if we
$600
screw up,
$600 to $900.
okay.
Wait.
It's like actually easily stuff for like 18,000 because it was on Video Game High School.
We'll see, but
right?
ours works, but it's faded at times.
Yeah.
But it
It's-
works, and you can see it except for the.
It sort of works.
No, it works
Wait.
good.
Did
I
we
raced it.
social this out? Did we
raced it.
tell people
Yeah,
about
nobody
this?
told you to do it.
We put it
Ready?
out.
Nobody told me to do it though.
We put it out.
Here you go. I found it.
We found it. How
I
much?
found the picture.
Oh,
Here we go. eBay.com.
We put it out
Slash.
there.
It sold
it's sold. We sold it.
for $255
Oh my god.
Dollars?
after 2 bids.
2 bids.
One guy bid and the other guy
One
said
guy
nope.
bid, and
then
the
he
other
got
guy got him. The other guy swooped in at the last
And
minute.
we
for
didn't even
$500.
have-
A guy went in for $250 and another guy was like $255 and the first guy was like, ah, fuck it.
That's too much.
That's
Too
right.
rich for my blood.
Never
I'm
mind.
gonna
Boy,
set
that
this.
feels like a total steal. $255?
But also the reason
It
for
is a
that
little
is
bit bright.
because
Handbrake?
it's not. There's no shipping. We're not going to ship it. They have to pick it up. So I think that's what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
To be fair.
So somebody paid $255 to find out where Freddie lives.
But I'm-
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We'll put it back up.
Whoops.
We're putting it back.
We're going to
up.
have to meet in a mutually approved area.
Oh boy.
Yeah, one of those.
Yep.
One of
Meet
those
me at midnight at
Craigslist
the
safe-
concrete
one of those-
factory
yeah,
on
one
the
of those-
south side of
One
town.
of those Craigslist safe spaces
Yeah.
in police departments.
Oh, that's
Has
that's
that's a
anybody
thing
pulled
now.
off the, hey, like, found out where you live, like, and not been creepy?
There was one story when we were back at the old place in downtown, and what happened was it was a really hot day, and we didn't have AC, so it was just like we
All
just sit
naked,
around
I remember.
we just sit around shirtless
I don't
and working
remember
on
that.
stuff.
You remember.
And then at that
Do
same
I?
time, and at the same time, like there was a brownout because it's LA, so like
Yeah.
the power goes. So just power was out. We were sitting around shirtless,
Yeah.
and this kid comes to the door with these 2 kids with their mom
Yeah.
are at the door, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" blah, blah," and they're jazzed, and mom's got the look where it's like,
What?
what am I doing?
Right.
Like they drove for 20 minutes from who knows where in LA to get to this warehouse in the warehouse district of LA. They're out. There's no one on the street. The entire building is dark, and then 2 shirtless guys come out. Like, oh yeah, you guys want to see where? Oh yeah, it's in the back here, leading her down like this. The hallway's completely pitch black, and like you could tell that she was like,
We're going to get murdered.
Totally creeped out.
Yeah.
made a bad decision as a parent. And and it was one of those things where it's like we were like, you know what? Don't be just take her through it. Just being, no, we're going to go back here because you need to see how stupid it was that you took your kids.
Here's our room full of guns.
But the best part is the kids we're just like, oh, this is so awesome. This is great. And then mom's just like, oh, okay, haha, okay.
This is what I want to do when I grow up. It's like you're talking to your father.
Right.
That was her fault.
You're going into the family business. Get in the car.
Everybody's coming out of their pizza tracker hangover. Remember your tracker party?
I'm sure we had just woken up at 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon after a late night of gaming, Domino's pizzas, and who knows what. Yeah,
man, those were the days.
I wish there was a way you could track throughout your life, like how much money you've given to various businesses. Like I would just love to be like, No, I'm just saying, I'd love to be like in the end, it'd be like at the end, right before you die, what flashes before your eyes is not the best moments of your life. It's just straight up a stat sheet.
Oh,
that's
hey, check horrible.
This out. Just be like, whoa. I paid $15,000 at Domino's Pizza over the course of my life.
Benji, it sounds like you're living in denial, son. You got a lot of regrets over there.
What company are you afraid of finding out?
What are you so scared?
All of it.
All of it?
Well, which ones would you be ashamed
Dude,
of?
we've talked about it before. How I used to waste all my money at the mall food court, like for years.
Orange Julius and Chick-fil-A.
Orange Julius, Chick-fil-A, and hats. I'd buy a hat.
Lids.
I bought hats. I always had flat bills. I was a flat bill.
How many hats did you?
Anytime I had $20 worth, I'd go get a new $20 hat.
Really? I feel like people usually get a hat.
I loved hats.
Benji had so many hats. Benji actually used to measure currency by how many hats things would cost.
No. Benji's
like,
3 hats.
I could get that, but that would cost me like 4.5 hats. I would rather go get
Go get 4.5 hats.
That's the thing I would do.
Wait, what's the shelf life of a hat? Like, would you wear for a week?
Do you have them all still?
Maybe like 2 months. Well, the funny thing is, my dad now has gotten into being an eBay seller. And he's got his eBay shop
vintage
up,
flat
and he's always sending us pictures like, whose hat is this? Can I send this? Are you sure you can part with it? And they're all these like flat. It's like I can't wear those anymore. I'm a grown man.
He actually gets a little.
It all
extra.
started with Fred Durst and the Nookie video, Limp Bizkit. That red New York Yankees one. That all junior high kids my age, suburban, white Midwestern kids saw Fred Durst wearing a hat, trying to look tough, and were like, I want one. And then I fell right into the trap.
Fred Durst, that's a tough guy.
Thanks, Fred. That was me.
Wait, okay.
What's Dad's eBay shop? We did a lot of eBay talk today.
What
Do you
is
even know?
his shop? I
I'll
can't.
have to find out. He gets a little premium bump by listing
He-
Benji's products as being worn by VGHS
No way.
star.
Yeah, he did it without telling me. He sold a pair of old wrestling
Yeah.
shoes without. He just put my name on it and said that I had worn them. I was like, Dad, man, you can't do that.
That's amazing.
Although he was so nice, he's such a nice guy.
so
He did it
hilarious.
without telling me. And then, like when Christmas came around, he was nice. He sent me like a royalties check from eBay for the things that he had sold.
I got a
using
royalty
her
check
name.
too for stuff he
It
stole
was
out of my
so- I
bedroom.
was like,
Let me
Dad,
ask
I
you something.
can't do that. You
Let me
did
ask
all
you
the work.
something.
It was so nice.
Let me ask you
of
something.
him.
Let me ask
Yeah.
you. What does he sell the hats back at more than $20?
Some of them.
Really?
Especially the Notre Dame stuff. All the Notre Dame stuff that he sells goes at a
College
premium
university
price.
stuff.
Yeah.
He get like surprisingly, there's like a huge. People can make a really good. The problem is just getting started and getting your
The process.
getting it started and getting enough inventory on, so you have enough going out all the time. You're just going to like Goodwills and like trinket
really?
shops.
Interesting.
He sell everything's over like a 200-300% markup. Everything. It's just like
Just
antique
off of like
'Cause
college stuff.
Somebody's gonna want something that they remember they had years before.
Yo,
and the only way
banking on nostalgia,
the only way
man.
they can get it is on eBay. So they don't care. They'll pay something $5 that they never thought they were gonna see before or get again.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
He
it's
could-
ridiculous. He sells like he'll go to Goodwill and just get like a plate, like a set of plates
That have, like, the
missing,
Notre
like
Dame
that'll miss
logo.
one plate.
Yeah.
But people are they have the same set and they need just like one or just 3,
Yeah.
or not a whole one, and they buy stuff like that. He kills it.
Crazy.
He loves it.
How much time does he spend doing that?
That's like his hobby now. That's
just
just
a
his
hobby to him, yeah.
Yeah, when he's done work and he's got time,
Slinging on eBay.
he
Speaking
goes
of-
and slangs on eBay.
Dang. Speaking of
pretty awesome.
hobbies, Matt's just picked up a new one. You guys hear
Yeah,
about
I
this?
know. He's got his thing here.
Yeah, I tried to paint a miniature.
I don't know why you're so ashamed of this. Who
I'm not ashamed of it.
berated you for painting
Real
miniatures?
quick. I gotta say.
Oh yeah, everybody did make fun of me when I brought it up, and I was like, "Where's Dez?" I know Dez would jump in here and be like, "Hey, that's cool. I want to paint a miniature."
Yeah.
Well, but hold on,
Totally.
real quick, I have to commend you for your steely-eyed resolve here, because I remember walking by and Matt was sitting at his computer and he goes, "Hey, Freddie, You ever?
No, I think I said, would it be weird if
Oh
I
yeah,
start
would it be weird if I?
Oh, I love that you asked
started
first. That's so adorable.
Started painting
As
miniatures.
he's sitting there like scrolling through like different pictures of stuff. What did I say?
And Freddie's just like, at first he's like, no. I was like, all right.
You move the mouse.
Well, because
Click to buy.
he had his Amazon cart with $4,000 worth.
Oh
of,
yeah,
like,
yeah. One click purchase.
I just needed,
hovering.
I just needed a de-stress. Like, there's so much stuff going on here.
Yeah.
To the point where, like, you want to talk about, like, I went to Ashley and I was like, hey, Ashley, would it be weird? And I can't afford this, so I'm not going to do it. But I went to Ashley, was like, would it be weird if I started seeing a therapist? Yeah, and she was like, no. I mean, she's a therapist. She's like, no, not at all. Why? I'm like, because it's really stressed and I don't want to put that on you. She's like, yeah, it's probably a good idea. And I was like, okay, well, we can't afford it, so we'll figure it out later.
Yeah, that'd be great, but we can't afford it. Go back to your Lego
No, that's
toys.
me that said that, not her. So I was like, well, I need a de-stressor, and sadly, I've bought all Legos I want to build.
Matt said verbatim yesterday. Matt said to me, "There are no more Legos left."
What?
Well, because I'm not gonna buy like the
They're out.
Django and stuff like that. Like I like the Lord of the Rings ones. That's all done, and I like the architecture ones,
All of them.
and I have them all, and I have all the architecture
All the
ones.
Star Wars ones, or you have no interest in the Star Wars ones?
I only like the old school
Yeah.
Star Wars, and they go in waves, so they're gone. And I'm not gonna go on eBay and spend like $3,000 for
yeah,
like an old
Millennium
X-Wing.
Falcon's like $3,000
Like
to
the Slave One's
$6,000.
coming out soon, and I'll pick that thing up and
Yeah.
I'll build that. But it's just like Legos are really expensive. Not that miniatures not, but miniatures will actually be cheaper in the long run. Legos are really expensive.
Legos are definitely priced at a
They're
premium.
really expensive, and then you build them and they're done, and there's like no creativity.
I never thought about that until. Back up for a second. Matt's what we call one of the well, he's what was the term for those people in the Lego movie? The people who just follow instructions.
Oh,
No, because I built stuff, but like no, because
But
like
you just
I
said there's no creativity in Legos.
no. So I love building. I love playing around with Legos. I don't have time. When it's a very specific de-stressor for me was like we're creative all day, right?
Yeah.
Like to me, it's like I just want to look
Oh, that's
at
fair, that's
instructions,
Follow the instructions.
follow instructions, and something happens.
Use the other
Somebody
side
else
of your
did it.
brain.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
It's using the
exactly
other side
what
of
it
my
is.
brain.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
interesting. You
And
know?
miniatures has a little bit of creativity. I mean, it's a lot, but it's, you're trying to do your, but it's
But there's
still
still
like
a
a
process.
zen
There's still a process to it.
It's
Yeah.
just quiet. It's like I can put on music, and I've always kind of wanted to do it. Like my dad was a carpenter. I like painting. In Boy Scouts we would do painting on like cars and stuff like that. And X-Wing game already comes painted, and it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And then Imperial Assault came out, and I really like the game so far. But all the figures are just sitting there, and they're just gray. And I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll do it myself. So I tried it. It's like a C-, D+. I mean, he looks cooler than when he's all gray.
For first effort, that's
But-
pretty great.
Well, but
you
hold
gain
on,
battle
but
damage
back up. You can't
and
say that
wear
to
and
Matt.
tear
You
and
can't say
everything.
that to Matt. Matt's the kind of guy who would like. Matt's been guys. Matt's been staring at this single first stormtrooper that
I know,
he's
he's been
done
carrying it
for
around
a
for a
day and a half. And by the way, and every time I see him doing this, he's muttering to himself. He's like, I can do this. He's like, no, yeah, this is not. And it's just like you're just literally staring at all the flaws, Matt.
That's exactly.
You gotta back it
No,
up.
but I do. I put it down on the table. I'm like, yeah, if I was playing the game, that looks pretty good.
And then he picks
but
it
then
up.
I pick it up. I'm like, oh shit.
Look, from here, it looks friggin' perfect.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah, but don't tell that to
here,
Matt.
Yeah.
It looks like
That's
an
Matt's
alien ate him up and spit him out. He's all goopy and like
Well, but I love that.
his
Robert-
eyes look like he's asleep
What's
and like his
fascinating-
mouth
again-
looks like a mustache.
But what's
It's all
fascinating to me is just
dumb.
the ratio of time spent.
Oh, look at that. He does have a mustache.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be like that part of the helmet, but it's
He's
just like.
he's a hipster.
He looks like
But
he's
you
got
realize
a-
how small those lines are? Like I'm trying to figure out.
Stormtrooper.
And I came there and I don't have like the pedestal to put on yet. So Eli comes up and he's like, Matt, you're playing with two unsteady objects. Because I'm like, one hand
Yeah, you
shaking,
gotta
holding
clip
their
it
hands
into the
and
thing.
I clip it in. I
That
don't
is
have
a
that
fun
yet.
handlebar he's got.
Yeah, see, he's got a little handlebar.
But I just want to see because Matt, your ratio of time spent contemplating and beating yourself up for your first effort.
You
to
could have
just
painted 10 more of
doing
those and
another
perfected your
one?
I don't
technique.
happen, but you've seen. I haven't had time. We've been at work. I'm gonna. I cleaned them off, and now when I get back to the office, I'm gonna quickly spray paint the base on all 9 stormtroopers now. Or
This
8
needs
left.
to be a documentary.
I'm gonna do
It's called
all 8 of the
Man's
stormtroopers.
Journey, a man's
And
journey.
I'm gonna
through-
take. I think I did one first, right?
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
want to go through the whole process to see what the whole process is like.
Sure.
So now
You found like a YouTube channel.
yeah, there's a guy who like literally is going through the Imperial Assault miniatures. So he has like up to 7 of them. So I'm gonna do the entire set of stormtroopers and do them very slowly, where it's like base first, and then detail, and then the
all that space. Matt set up a little painting auto shop.
And there's a little painting auto shop in our office because we got all this empty space, and there's like a table with all the stuff.
I kind of want to keep that. Where can we keep that?
I know we should put it there. Because I was like, I as well start painting shit. Like
I got all my model cars, all my picture cars that I want to start painting.
This is all gonna. I'm just telling everybody real quick, and you've seen this in the background in VGHS. This is all building up to one final thing, which is when we went to Valve. Matt got somehow Doug Lombardi's heavy from TF2
because they did these like really huge, cool,
what is it,
18 inch tall, like
full character maquette.
They're massive,
incredible,
and they're super limited. They're like 350 each,
and we
like 350 of them made.
And if you look at the
really
bottom
expensive.
of it, it says number 2 Doug Lombardi on it. Like Matt somehow
what he gave us was their approval mold. Like the mold that the company sent to them to approve.
Oh my god!
Like, is this done? And he just gave it to us. So it's unpainted because it's just the mold itself. So the idea was always like, I'm going to paint this, or I'm going to get somebody else to paint it. And
Matt's taking
years.
that first step towards being the man to paint it.
Yeah,
so
I'll get there.
We'll check in on Matt's
painting is a lot more. I mean, I always do. My dad actually was also like wanted to be a painter. Like we have a bunch of his like oil paintings and stuff like that. Painting is freaking hard. It's not like that. It's like when I was going to the paint store to get miniature paints, and like I started just looking like at like if it's like let's say hey I just want to do oil like canvas painting. It's like a chemistry set.
Yeah.
There's like different dilutions. There's like drying materials. I was like asking somebody like, what do you do? It's like, well, you create your own like mix within the water in order to dilute the oils the correct way, and then like you can't use that with acrylics because that like it melts and it ruins the paint. And it's like Jesus, like it is.
Matt's like, don't tell me how to do my art.
I was like, whatever, put it all in the box, like I said.
Put it on the box. Let me show you how a real genius creates. He's not by sitting around talking about what you can and can't do. Dali wasn't sitting there asking the paint shop employee for chemistry tips. Get out of here. You don't know what art is.
Give me a can of spray paint. Get out of my face, guy.
I guess what it made me realize is like even like that, like Dolly those people's like, oh, painting has in the same way that's like, oh, you're an artist, you're making film, but it's like you need to know like camera and hard drives and like bullcrap like that. Painting's very similar. Like painting just has a lot of technical stuff with it, like using the correct canvas with the correct paints and
don't
all
let that
stuff.
ever get in the way, Matt. Of you expressing your beautiful inner self,
dude. Live the dream.
In
I'm expressing myself by trying to replicate
by drawing mustaches on little mini stormtrooper dolls.
That's my art.
Hey, you can set up an Etsy shop.
Even the base itself just looks like you can see the brushstrokes.
All right, well, Matt's gonna spend another 10 minutes
your
here.
Etsy shop and my dad's eBay shop. I think you guys can kill it.
All right, well, Matt's gonna sit.
Well, Freddie has it. Well, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay, Matt's
Freddie
gonna
came up with it. Now I was gonna say he came up with an idea so good that we're gonna sell it.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
we literally can't say it because everybody will do it.
Okay,
it's gonna
anyway,
happen soon.
we'll get more. We'll also get into multi-dimensional experiences very quickly here after the break. We'll see you guys in 1 second. Hang around. Des, let me ask you something really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever made a website?
Yes, if you can call it that. I've tried.
What was it?
I made like a personal Des Dolly director site back in college, like a personal portfolio.
That's funny. You know what? Life would have been a lot easier for you if you had used today's episode sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is a fantastic, easy way to create a website, blog, online store. You go to squarespace.com, you build a website. They have all these templates there ready for you to use, professional design. It works on every device. You don't have to worry about formatting it for your phone or tablet or computer screen, whatever people are watching it on.
Yeah, it's optimized to make it look absolutely gorgeous on any device out there.
It is so simple. It's the kind of thing where if you want to get a website, you want to look professional, you want to get out there, squarespace.com is the way to go. You have 24/7 online support, fantastic website designs, and it costs only $8 a month. You'd pay a designer many, many times that for something that is much worse and doesn't update. I can't recommend Squarespace enough. Thank you, Squarespace, for supporting this podcast. And help us out. If you go to squarespace.com and sign up, make sure you use the promo code Facerocker. You get 10% off your first purchase.
And here's the kicker, guys. You don't need to sign up with a credit card to start using Squarespace. Go on there, give it a whirl for free. If you like the site, plug in your Facerocker coupon code, get 10% off your first purchase, and yeah, there you go.
Get a kicking website, support the podcast. That is squarespace.com. Use the promo code Facerocker. Okay, so right before I tease multi-dimensional experiences, and it happens to tie into a movie that we're going to see. By the way, I got 10 tickets tonight for Furious 7.
I don't think
Midnight.
that's enough tickets.
Mid-
I
trying to
somehow
see.
feel like we need double the tickets.
So I was sitting there yesterday, this is such a blockbuster landmark event that most theaters are doing multiple screens throughout the night, and obviously, you want to get as close to midnight as humanly possible because that's
Absolutely.
where it's at. That's where the people are going to be losing their minds. The best experience I've ever had at midnight are Fast and Furious movies. The rave cinemas in LA. I remember one time we went and there was it was 100% chock to the gills. People sitting in the fire lanes, like sneaking into this theater. All of them gearheads, all of them auto guys. All of them not that good because you could tell like afterwards in the parking lot, there's just people peeling out and like hitting each other. There's a couple accidents in the parking lot. But point being, these are enthusiastic automobile enthusiasts who are sitting there and just losing their minds. The best midnight movie experience of my life, all time. Always, this is gonna be Fast and Furious movies. So I was going through it and I was looking at things and okay, this theater's filled up. This one's too small. Blah blah blah. And I realized that there was one theater in the Burbank theater here. They had 4DX.
right.
Have you guys ever done 4DX?
No, I haven't.
You know what that is?
No, is that like shakes?
Like the D-box seat
Yeah,
scenario?
so 4DX is like it's a
Rumble pack.
It's a multi-dimensional experience where essentially it's like the seat moves. And I was like, of any
Is that the
movie-
term for a multi-dimensional experience?
I don't know, man.
I hope not, because everything's multi-dimensional, and then when you say that, it sounds like different dimensions, like not.
Well, yeah, like up, forward,
No, like
taste,
dimension.
the dimension
Zargon.
of sight and
Dimension of
sound.
taste.
As Rod says, dimensions of sight and sound, dimensions of overpriced popcorn, dimensions of texting.
Okay, multi-dimension.
Texting while you're looking at a movie.
It sounds
We have
like
a
the
very
Dark
loose
Tower or
definition.
something.
But have you guys ever done this?
No, 4DX.
Have you
No.
ever
No.
know?
No.
I
I've only
kinda-
been on the Days of Thunder ride at Kings Island. It's the closest.
Which is essentially a 4DX
It's the
ride
closest I could
experience.
say.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Something
or
that.
no, Captain EO didn't do.
Or like those the
Captain EO.
No, but there's the
Bugs Life one, maybe.
There's the Bugs Life.
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. has one.
Yeah, your 4D experience. Those are the
Smells and, like, little-
animatronics.
But never like an actual movie, but those were made for that experience.
Yeah, it was like short
Yeah.
films, and they spray water in your face and rumble the seats and stuff.
Right. So how does this work? Your seat rumbles
So
the whole
it
picture?
ties in with the movie. The seat moves, and not just rumbles. I think left, right. There's actual range
Pitch
of
and
motion
yaw,
here.
whatnot.
Yeah. To the movie, and I was like, of all the movies to have this, Furious 7 is the movie. And I looked, of course, it's completely sold out. And the theater has like 20 seats in it. Obviously, 'cause it's basically a
They were
ride.
saying we're gonna do we're gonna do
Listen,
like
we
a
might have to
Tuesday
redo,
10 a.m.
We might need to do a Friday 10 a.m.
if it's like a
Furious
good.
7.
Compare 40X to a non
I want to
40X
see
experience.
how it is. It's like it's probably cool for movies and within sequences that you really don't give a shit about outside of just like this is a cool action sequence.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine it's like.
Like if it
Movies
if
don't
it could
literally
replicate,
put you in the space of the characters. That's not what
Right.
movies do.
Exactly.
unless it
Unless
replicates
it's a POV movie.
Unless it's replicating the emotional roller coaster that you're going through. You know what I mean? You ever think about that?
How about they just inject you? They just have they strap you into an IV.
I'm convinced.
And they just do hormones.
I'm
that
actually
go through
convinced that that's
that
going to happen. I'm
that just
convinced
make
that
you
will
feel
happen.
emotions.
Oh, I'm convinced
yeah.
that will happen.
But see, again,
That'll be
that's
awesome.
jacked up because movies aren't literally trying to make you feel what that character is feeling. They're trying to make you empathize with that character, which are two very different emotions.
Not in my awesome cyberpunk future. In my awesome cyberpunk future, movies make you feel because we've been so corporate drones, and we need to feel. And then you gotta go to the movies. They put the
No, but
brain
empathy
thing on.
is a feeling. People need more empathy.
Not
That's
as
what
good
movies
as
do.
raw
It is.
terror
I feel like
coming at you.
the perfect movie, a true masterpiece, makes you feel all of those feelings, without needing some sort of sci-fi emotion
Yeah.
injection.
It's you.
No, but again, like
personalized.
it's like you're not literally feeling like the same triumph that a character is. You're not feeling the same like sadness. You're feeling sadness for that character. It's empathy.
I don't know.
Like they're not literally placing
Real
you
quick.
within
Real quick,
the actual emotions of that character.
Just to tie this.
Sometimes I
But real
believe
quick-
No, it's always you understanding. Again, you get sad in the same way that
Well,
if
human
your
beings are
friend's sad.
empathetic characters. However,
Yeah.
I would argue that when Sung Kang dies in Furious 6, that is the same righteous rage that Vin Diesel's feeling. It's identical. Those are identical chemicals that Vin Diesel's feeling for his friend.
It might be identical chemicals.
His snack-eating friend.
You know, it's like I wish I do the terminology before going into it, but that's like literally how they describe the emotional complexity of like individuals and also
Right,
art
right,
themselves.
right.
It's the number of
Layers of
empathy. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
And you yourself, like emotions, you can never transplant. That's all empathy. So something like Virginia Woolf is because it's like 7 layers deep. It's like you feel what that person feels about this person, feeling this thing.
Virginia
feeling
Woolf is
this
like well
thing.
known for being like very deep in terms of that. Yeah. Now,
Nice.
Furious
Multi-dimensional
7
experience.
is well known for being very shallow with that layer, but it's more powerful by being more shallow. You know what I mean? It's like diving into
Well, like
the
I said,
baby
action
pool.
scenes. I think you want in an action scene, you want to feel like you're there. So like that's why I'm curious.
And I
like
do,
think,
Matt.
yeah,
And I
exactly.
do.
So let's do 4DX at like 10 a.m.
Yeah, this will be an experiment.
and do it.
But anyway, I'm really pumped for Furious 7. It's one of the
I mean,
first
you
times
guys are
I've been
big fans
pumped.
of the franchise, right?
It's a fun
Love
franchise.
the franchise.
I mean, if nothing else, it's one of the most, and now people are writing up about it all the time. But it's just one of the most fascinating franchises probably ever.
I still
not ever.
cannot believe to this day that the films get bigger and
They
better. Subjectively.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think they get better, but
Yeah,
it's just the draw is astounding to me. I can't believe that it's still a thing.
it's a franchise that almost died.
But
with,
it's
with
a
Tokyo
franchise
Drift.
that's got heart. That's what it is.
Yeah, well, it's
Does it though?
Yes.
all about family.
Does?
Dude,
Vin Diesel uses the term
But they're
family
a
like every 5 minutes.
Yeah, but they're a family of bad people.
no,
but-
not necessarily.
but
They're
I don't
bad
care.
people, but with
They are
good-
bad people.
They're criminals. But they're not
criminals.
bad people.
There we go. There we
That's
go.
the
they're
distinction
bad
I
people.
would
Very
make.
cool. You know, the law.
I don't
the
think
law
so.
is what an
I think,
arbitrary.
I think they
remember
try
Will
to
was-
treat each other with respect,
But
they try
nobody
to take
else.
care of each other.
If you're trying, like, listen,
But not
I-
anyone else's
not
property.
anyone trying
you're
to
good.
keep
There's
them
good
down.
people as the Sopranos are good people. It's like you're
Let's
right.
put it
They
this way.
like each other, but they have no problem.
They're not
stealing a
murdering
bank.
psychopaths. You
Well,
think?
to be
No,
fair,
that's what Will so Rand is like. I'm supposed to like these people because I like them because the movie's cartoonish. But like they just get a bank vault and they murder what is clearly about 100 civilians and police officers during that chase.
I
There's
don't know.
no concern for
well,
safety.
Let me back this
Yeah.
up. Let me back this up. Then there's a tank that's driven by Ludacris.
Correct.
Ludicrous
Which
tank.
swallows about 15 passenger
sucks
cars.
in passenger cars underneath it like a Hoover vacuum cleaner. Those bodies are not unmangled on the other end on that
That's
freeway.
like somebody's mom.
And I guess you're right. And maybe the fact that they don't come home afterwards and look at each other and go, man, we probably just killed
No, they have
15
barbecue.
well,
people.
and the movies don't show the
Makes them
aftermath, so
psychopaths.
you don't think about it. Just like they don't. You're psychopaths like they are while you watch those movies, which is great.
There's-
like,
by the way,
it's a
there's
fun.
a-
I don't know.
world-
You're right. It is twisted
There's
in its
a
very
world,
weird way, but that's what I don't
I
know.
love
No, it
them.
works
I
because it's
love them,
cartoonish and they don't make it real. Like they make
There-
it fun.
also, but there is a world where you do a fan film of Fast and Furious. You take footage from the movie and then you intercut it immediately to the wrangled mess of a car and someone screaming inside of it, and just cut that.
No,
in
how
with
Oh,
the
that
great,
action
sounds
sequence.
terrifying.
how great meta movie would that be if Fast and Furious 8 is like it starts and it's a kid coming out of the hospital and he's one of the people that was sucked underneath the tank and he survived and he always wanted to be a
And
race
he's
car
the
driver.
villain. He's the
and
villain.
He always wanted to be a race car driver and then
His legs don't work
Yeah,
now,
and
so
then
he can't push a pedal.
And the doctor's like, you're never gonna drive a race car. He's like, not only am I gonna fucking drive a race car, I'm gonna kill the motherfuckers who did this to me and my
Who
family.
killed
the
my
bastards
mom. Who killed my mom and my dog Sparky.
How incredible would that movie be? And by the
I
way,
would
then
watch.
at the end of that movie, he would definitely join their crew.
Oh, he just joined.
like that's how he would
You
end.
get 2/3 of the way through the film and they look at each other, they do a big predator high five, and they go, let's rock this.
Like, you can't bring your mother back, but we're your family now.
Now, yeah, exactly. That's literally what Vin Diesel say. That'd be
Oh,
great.
man.
It's like they did the Marvel Universe before the Marvel Universe, like from Tokyo Drift,
There's a
realizing that
whole-
Tokyo Drift's a prequel.
Yeah.
And then just going into like, and then it's like Fast Five was like, hey, let's bring back everybody from the franchise. It's
Fast Five. Fast
They
Five.
were doing
at
Avengers.
Midnight was incredible.
They were
That
doing
one was one of
Avengers
my
before
favorites.
Avengers even were thinking about doing Avengers.
Yeah, it's fascinating, and it's just like, and Justin Lin did such an incredible job of just making it a franchise.
Yeah.
like one was big, like two, you could tell they were
Was
kind
not
of doing
so
like the
good.
hey,
Cash
give it
in.
Singleton. Well, it was like give it a Singleton, like let's do interesting things, have different directors do stuff, but Singleton's good director just wasn't right for that. And then Tokyo Drift, which we all freaking love,
Yeah.
but was not appealing to the same Americana like car love.
Car culture, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
So then, like freaking was it Fast Furious? What was 4 called?
Yeah, just
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious?
No, because the first one has the. The
Yeah.
fourth one, they removed the. Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I think Fast and Furious is actually my least favorite of them. I remember seeing that in the theater.
I haven't
Actually,
seen
didn't
that
like
one,
it at all.
There's a
actually.
very strange sequence in the fourth one where
The
in
first
order
sequence
to-
was cool.
Yeah, well, but there's a very strange sequence where in order to escape the cops, they drive through a tunnel system.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like I believe this is the fourth one, and it's just like it's like the Indiana Jones like minecart like sequence, and it's just
Yeah.
like they just come out of these tunnels. And
Yeah,
you're
it's
like,
just
what
bizarre.
happened?
Everything about it was bizarre, and it's just like
I think Fast 4.
Was that Justin Lin?
That was after. That was after.
I think Fast
Tokyo
4
Drift.
was almost a fever dream of because Fast 4 has a sequence where Paul Walker goes back into prison for 10 minutes of the movie.
It's bizarre.
To visit a character in Fast 2 who's in a prison. He's got like beats some
like the
info out
bad
of him.
guy, the main bad guy.
Yep.
He goes to like get info from
It's
him.
just a dumb movie.
Goes back to prison. Mind you, Paul Walker was like on the FBI's like top 10 wanted list, and he like voluntarily goes back to prison just to like talk
And then
to this
breaks
guy.
out.
Fascinating.
And then
Yeah,
gets
too-
out.
yeah,
And
that
if I'm not
sounds
mistaken, I
wild.
think after that, doesn't like Vin Diesel like tell him like whatever you learned in prison, you keep to yourself. Like,
It's
doesn't
so-
even want
yeah.
to hear it at that point.
Yeah, it's
so
weird.
great.
Oh, wait,
it's like
no.
personal info.
Wasn't this featured as a flashback in the latest film?
They did. Oh no.
I
May
think
have been.
did they flash back to this prison
Listen,
sequence?
Fast and Furious has a storied and tangled
great.
fabric
Oh,
that
they
it
are.
a
is.
bizarre mythology.
But it's fun because it's the same fun that is Step Up, which I think and somebody nailed that title of Step on it for what the crossover
what the
would be. which is
crossover would be.
Like you're brilliant. But it's both those franchises know what you're there for, right? They know you're there to see dancing or to see car racing and sweet cars, and then they just create just like dumb pulp like melodrama around it, but they make it so that you're invested in every movie that comes after it. It's just like knowingly being on a dumb joke.
And what's great about-
they treat it the right way.
And what's great about
That's why
by the
5
way-
was such a blast.
Yeah.
It's like
Because there's like
when
you know
Rock,
we're just gonna make
when Rock was like,
Yeah.
give
we're
me the
gonna
veggies.
attach a rain.
franchise Viagra, Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
We're just gonna attach a rain machine to his forehead, so he's sweating in every shot. He's
Yeah.
actively sweating. But also, what's great about the Wikipedia summaries of the Fast and Furious movies is that you know who's writing these because every single sentence where they talk about it's like here's the plot. Like let me just give you a little plot outline. Just one
detail
sentence.
the vehicle
Park
they're
gets
in?
Brian into a street race in L.A. Brian selects a modified 2002 Nissan Skyline GTR R34, links to it and citation for it from the Impala. Every single car that shows up gets cited, linked to, and like everything. It's just like we just gotta make sure you know every car.
Yeah.
in this. This is like it's incredible how it.
well, what's your ranking?
Oh man,
Where's it go?
Good question.
dude, you gotta go 3 at the top. 3 at the top because you got respect. You got to respect where it came from. You got to respect the fucking foundations.
Benji disagrees.
3.
You'll have your chance to rank the
Also,
films.
3 has a really weird thing where it's like it's got the Last Samurai syndrome, where it's like there's only one man who can show Japan how to drift, and it's a white kid from the South who drives pickup trucks. Yeah, anyway, I would say 3, 5.
Yeah, go 5-3.
5-3, yeah.
Go
Again,
5-3.
you got my reasons. I got my
Yeah.
reasons. 3,
Ooh,
5,
tough
feel you
too.
there.
6,
Mm-hmm.
1, 4, 2.
It's pretty good. I'm pretty much there. Other than I got
I
the
put
last
2
two.
above 4. No, you know what?
2 was abysmal.
No,
I
so-
haven't seen 4, so I would have to rank it last. But
Fair
from
enough.
everything you described, sounds like it might be the best.
No. 2's above 4. Yeah. For me, it's 5. It's 5, 3, 6, 1, 2, 4. And the
2, 4.
reason
Okay,
is I thought 2 was the worst. It was like I couldn't stand it when I first saw
Sure.
it.
I haven't,
It's
to be fair,
Singleton.
to be fair, I haven't gone back.
So you
and
go
looked
back
at
with
2.
it, and
It's a fun movie.
Once somebody explained to me that it's just the most homoerotic bromance
Yeah.
Oh, I
between
know.
2 characters of all time, and that maybe John Singleton was 100% making that movie.
Yeah.
When I went back to rewatch it, it's kind of incredible. Like
Really?
that movie is nothing but the 2 of them ignoring every woman in that movie, and even ignoring the cars, which I think is why people probably like it the least because it has also the least car stuff.
Interesting. True.
It is just about the love between those two
These two
characters.
men.
Because I heard there's like
and it is
sequences.
like, and Singleton has,
I heard there's
Singleton's
just
a smart
long-
guy.
I heard there's long extended shirtless sequences.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of amazing in that.
Okay,
in that,
all
in that
right,
right.
all
It's
right.
kind
I
of
may need
it
to-
is the love story of the Fast and Furious movies. And if you're to put in that sense, since the movies, as we will come to 7, after the tragic passing of Paul Walker, I feel like all the emotion that comes from 7, again, it's laid in that foundation of 2.
It's rooted
Those
in
2
the
men love each
foundation
other,
too. Okay.
and it's their story. What's up, Benji?
I got 5, 5, 1.
Fair.
I got a 5, 1, 6, 3, 4, 2.
Okay.
All right.
Because I'll take a bad movie with The Rock over an
Ah,
okay
that's
movie
fair.
without
That's
The Rock.
fair.
Yeah,
that's
that's fair.
why I'm putting
That's fair.
6
It's
over
good
3.
justification.
That's why I'm putting
Justification.
6 over 3.
Good justification.
I'm a big Dwayne fan.
Yeah,
Can I say?
nobody's gonna
No one's
Can't
gonna fault you for
fault
that.
you.
No one's
Gotta
gonna fault you
be
for that.
honest.
No one's
That's
gonna fault
why.
you for that.
It's not because of the movie. The Rock. It's The Rock.
Really, you put 3 in the middle of the list, though, huh?
Yeah,
What
man.
about 3 didn't get you?
But I get that. A lot of people put 3 at the bottom.
3. What got
See,
me
to
about
me,
3?
that's
What got
disrespecting
me
your
about 3
elders.
was the age I watched it. If I would have visited 3 at a later date for my first viewing, I believe I would hold it in a whole different
that's
light.
fair.
If what you like
Because
in the Fast and Furious
because I
movies-
used to not like it because I
Right.
saw it and I was like, oh,
Yeah, no,
this
each of
kinda
these
dumb.
movies are like a
And then
multifaceted.
going back and seeing
yeah,
it again, like
yeah.
after you guys were like, no, it's good, and I saw, it, I was like, okay, yeah, that's really cool.
But if
These-
what
these
you
are
like in
now, it's
3
like-
is American muscle cars
That's fair.
and European cars, 3 gives you the least of everything some people like about Fast and
That's
Furious.
fair. That's
Right.
fair.
There's not the main characters, and it's all kind of like like customized like Asian cars.
As weird as it is, it feels like a departure from the universe established
Absolutely.
to show you this
Yeah.
other side, and they had to bring it in, which
Yeah.
is, which to be fair, it's a good thing they.
No,
It might be
it's a
the
good thing they
best
did.
movie that doesn't necessarily
I
need
think-
to be a part of that franchise.
Yeah.
As a,
You know,
as a standalone.
it's the best
movie.
not Fast Furious
Yeah.
Fast Furious movie.
It's a little bit. It's a little bit like Initial D.
but it brought us
really.
Han. It was so good. Han was so good that they had to make it.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
Right.
We
Yeah.
had Han Solo. Now we got.
Oh, it's
Han
not prequel. Yeah, it's the last movie in the series.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
of now, still.
As of
That was
now.
not a joke. His character name is Han Solo.
Is it?
Yes. It's not
How's it
spelled
Han?
like Han Solo. It's spelled differently, but it is Han Solo.
I did not know that.
Yes. That
Makes it
is
better.
great.
That
Makes
is
it
true.
better.
That is
How
a
about your
factoid.
ranking, Des?
Oh God. Let's see. I'm gonna put 1 at the top. Big fan of the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair.
I'm gonna stick
Fair.
with 1, 5.
Des loses my quarter mile at a time, so one's going right to the
Yeah,
top.
that's exactly right. All about family, my guys. 1, 5. Damn it. No, I'm gonna do 1, 3,
Mm.
5,
Mm.
6, 2. Haven't seen 4, so I'm just gonna dump
4.
that at the
Yeah.
bottom. Yeah.
It's at the bottom. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
Four,
Thank you.
four was wild.
Yeah.
For
Didn't
instance, like
didn't 4 have that one sequence where like didn't,
You know what it is?
didn't Vin Diesel like hang out with like the ghost with like Michelle Rodriguez, like a ghost car? Wasn't he like investigating the scene and like the
Oh, he
ghost
does.
showed up?
There's a full on
there's a lot
investigation.
of weird
There's a
stuff
full
in
on
that.
murder invest. Here's what 4 was.
That's
4
so
was
weird.
the first. 4 was the awkward teenage years, right? Where there's like they're trying stuff out, doesn't quite work here and there, voice is cracking a little bit, but you know what? You know what? You had to go through those awkward teenage years to get.
4 is like my first miniature, right? It's like 4 is.
We're gonna
he-
try something new here.
Yeah, we're gonna try something
Never
new. He's
been
gonna put
done
it together
before.
chunky. But then upon seeing 4, he was like, "I fucking get it.
I
And he
get
made
it.
5 because
They
4
made
was like, "Hey, we
5,
gotta go back to the franchise."
Yeah.
But if
How
I'm
do
gonna
we
come
tie
back,
all this
I
stuff
like my
together?
Tokyo Drift. I don't want to get rid of it. Hey, how about we just make this a crazy multi character hero franchise,
Yeah.
just like a comic book? And then 5 is like, here's your Avengers,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
there you go.
That's
There you go.
awesome.
There you go. It's like watching a fine wine. It was like a fine wine aging before
Yeah.
your very eyes.
In compressed time.
In
Yeah.
compressed time. That's what
Yeah.
the Fast and Furious movies
I'm pretty
are for us.
excited. Let's go do that tonight.
Yeah, this is what we're doing.
So I have 10 tickets. Are you in?
I'm in. That's the
All right,
plan.
that's 1,
Yeah.
2,
Benji?
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Matt,
Yeah.
3, me 4. Okay, all right.
We
we're
definitely have
filling
that.
it
We're
up.
trying to figure out who else is coming.
All right, we gotta figure that out. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for our.
Oh, you're right.
for
We
our
were going to talk about
podcast
Fast
here.
and Furious that much.
yeah, we were.
See, I knew it. Right at the break, they're like, "Oh, what other things we got to talk about?" It's like April Fool's Day. It's like, nah.
Didn't have time for fools this year, man.
Speaking of Fast and Furious, Mario Kart's about to get Fast and
Dude,
Furious.
200cc.
That's all.
200
We'll end with that. We had that on the list.
DLC.
Just say it.
Watch,
260.
watch the video
Will
yesterday.
busted into the office. It was hilarious. The biggest smile on his face. Boom. Where did you guys hear the news? What, Will? 200 cc's. And then he turned and ran.
It looks impossible.
I
It
looked
looks
at
impossibly
I'm so
fast.
excited because F-Zero GX is my favorite racer of all time, and Nintendo refuses to give us another F-Zero game. And then I saw how fast 200cc looked. It's
nuts.
it's
It's
like playing
nuts.
F-Zero. I'm so like screw it, whatever. It's just their new F-Zero game. Is that
Mario
it's gonna
Kart.
be great? That might be so good that you might be able to play that without items because you might not need it because there's gonna be people falling off
Falling,
and
that'll
crashing.
be
It's gonna
intense.
be great.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's just you and the road.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
You and the raw
Between-
steel between your hands.
So we're talking about Mario Kart getting hyped for Furious 7, and then
You about to
good
go
God,
commit
that,
some traffic
that
felonies.
Mad Max trailer. I feel like I'm
Oh,
gonna
No,
blow
I
my
can't even
top,
talk about the
man.
Mad Max trailer.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need a whole hour
That's
for
a
that.
whole podcast.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll just say that I literally got teary-eyed the first time I saw
go
it.
check if you
It's
have
art.
not seen it, and
No.
if you're living in a hole, if you haven't,
No trailer earns the
You gotta go
phrase
see it.
from the mastermind
from the mastermind.
more than that trailer
I've been
does.
waiting for this movie for 6 years. I just can't even.
I never thought a trailer, mind you, the movie sucked, but I never thought a trailer would beat the Terminator Salvation trailer.
really.
As like getting me excited about a movie.
That's what got you pumped.
That was
That
a,
movie-
you know what?
that
though?
trailer was
you were,
great.
you were
It was a good
actually
trailer.
correct. So
trailer
that
was
was a good trailer.
incredible. That trailer was
It's a
incredible.
good trailer, but
And
A
with
movie
with
that everyone knew
Smashing
was gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, but with that Smashing Pumpkins jam, it just got me hopeful, and it was so great. And like I'm kind. I mean, like
It's a good
I
music
like
cue.
Mad Max, but like I'm not as big a fan as you guys are. And then I saw that, and like I was just sitting there, and my mouth was just on the floor. I was like, that looks like the coolest thing
Ever.
I've ever seen.
Ever.
It's like
Nothing's
like
ever
somehow
looked like
actually,
that.
It's like somebody actually got into what like maybe like a 5-year-old's imagination is when he's playing with his like toys.
Yeah.
And like it actually like happened and it like
And it
is
all
real
looks and
it
feels
looks
real.
amazing. Like it looks like the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, the new 2-minute trailer for Mad Max, official main trailer, I
Should
believe
win
they labeled
everything.
it. Yeah.
Stop what you're doing. If you're at school, just leave.
Just clear your schedule because you're going to want to watch it on repeat
Yeah.
all damn day.
All right.
All right.
All right. Well, until next week, we'll let you guys know how Furious 7 was. Or maybe
Follow
not.
us on social. Benj, plug the social so people can follow us because I'm
Plug
sure
the
we'll
social. We're
be
on
praising how awesome this movie is tonight.
We're on Instagram, RocketJump. Lots of pictures. You'll see our new office and all the things we're shooting and
There you
filming
go.
this
There you
week.
go.
We got our Twitters, RocketJump Tweet. We have Freddie W's Twitter, personal Twitters, Matt L. Arnold, Des Dolly, Benji Dolly, Facebook pages, multiples, RocketJump.
Take your
Freddy's.
pick. A
all over
potpourri.
the
Take 'em.
Facebooks.
We got them all. It's all got all the
And
stuff.
if you're listening, and on the YouTube side of things, make your life easier. Up your audio quality and take the podcast with you. Subscribe to us on iTunes.
Yep.
iTunes has a really great podcast app. Makes it easy to listen in the car. Also, if you're going to go on there, go ahead and give us a nice rating. It really helps out.
Thank you very much, everybody. Anyway, thanks,
Thank
Benji,
you.
podcast producer, Alex Reeves, Point Blue Studios, mix mastering engineering. We're
Thank
out of here.
you guys for
Thank
listening.
you. Yes, thank you.
See you at the movies.